here, I've got kind of a general card you can use for a thanks or any other sort of occasion you like, but it's just really pretty, and I want to show you how to use the triple layering dies here. We'll introduce you to what we'll be using. We have the beautiful butterfly from the Filigree Artistry collection. Going to be using the thanks from the Noble Expressions. This is a little bit larger and it's a shadowed expression. Couple little flowers from our Blossom Patch, and these are all sorts of different sizes, so you can use them as nice little accents. We have the Rebecca die, and this one's going to be our main focal element. And we're going to be using the Florence die. This is the border on either side, and it's a triple layering die. So I think we'll start there. So what I've done is I'll bring in the die set here. So you have the top layer for Florence, and then this is the second layer. Okay, I've gone ahead and cut both of those, the top in the white and the second layer out of the Arctic Blue. So what I'm going to do is add a little bit of glue to the back of this. And we are going to layer this up, just get it straight over the second layer there. I like to kind of hover it above the design and just make sure it's all centered. Okay, that looks pretty good. And what I do is I cut the actual decorative die out of the cardstock first, okay? Then, when I get it glued together, what I do is I bring the backing piece in, and we are going to tape that into place. Tape. Pop that right over the top of it and just get it centered. And a little bit that way. I recommend taping both sides of it really well. There we go. And we're going to pop that into our cutting machine here. Okay. So now what you have is a really nicely evenly cut section. If I'd used both of the individual dies with the cutting edge, they may not line up exactly the same because they're separate dies. So it's a lot cleaner to do it this way. Get a really nice, nice edge. And then use this back cutting die to cut your third color. So I'm going to be using the Bluebell here. So a little bit of spray glue on the back of this. And I'm going to layer this one up so it'll show through. Let me get a hold of that. There we go. So you can see you've got those gorgeous blues coming through there. So I've got two of these I've already done ahead of time. So let's bring in a piece of card, and I've covered this with a sticky adhesive sheet. And I'm going to give you, oops, quick measurement. This is just over 5 3/4 by 7 inches. Like I said, I've covered this with a sticky adhesive sheet, so we're going to just peel the backing off on this. Okay. And I'm going to put my two borders in place. All right, so I'm just going to line this up along the edge here. Just get it where it looks pretty even. Oop, moved just a hair as it went down. Let me just see if I can move that back a little bit. There we go. I'm going to do this one going in towards it. In fact, let's try this way, might be easier. Okay, not like that. So both of those have been put into place. I've gone ahead and I've cut the Rebecca die out of Arctic Blue. Very, very pretty die. And a white backing, so I'll put these two together. Just layer that up. Oops. Just nice and straight on there. I've added some mounting foam, and I'm going to put that in the center of the sticky area. So I want to make sure that that mounting foam goes all the way to the edge here, so I won't have any parts that'll sag. Pop that down. Just about like that. Now, remember, all the rest of that is sticky, so what I want to do is bring in a piece of copy paper, and I'm going to set that there. I'm going to use some Frosted Sparkle Glitterbitz. I'm going to give it a lovely little sparkly edge here. And because we've put our dies in place already, we're not going to waste the glitter where we don't need it. A little bit on the corners. and all the way around this die. Make sure we haven't missed any spots here. Gets a little bit more along the edge there. Whatever you don't use can go right back into the container there, so that looks good. Tidy that up. Okay, so now I've got the base of the card nicely set up. I'm going to bring in the pierced base, and I've used a white paper pierced edge here, and I'll give you a measurement on this too. And I used a little bit of Arctic Blue as a matte and the Bluebell, the deeper blue. So I brought those same colors in. There we go. I'll pop that into place right there. An overall measurement for you is 7 1/4 by about just a hair over 8 1/2. All right, so now I've gone ahead and I've cut the thanks die, which is one of our larger sentiments. I've used a thin black shadow with the thanks, so I've gone ahead and cut the actual word out of the Bluebell and the black, and then I've put it onto the white shadow piece that comes with it. So pop that into place, and I think I'll just use a little bit of glue on the back of this. And because you have that nice shadow area, you've got plenty of room that you can glue onto. Okay, get a hold of that. That'll seat right across the middle of that, and it shows up beautifully against that Arctic blue. I went ahead and did several of these little blossom patch flowers, and they're just real ditty looking, kind of small. I've put a little pearl in the middle. I'm going to put a couple up here, and let's say 3 of them down here. So let's go like that. Oops. And I've got just a little piece of glue dot there to grab hold of those. There we go. There we go. And some smaller ones, and there's even a smaller size than these. So if you just need a tiny little piece of a flower to show up on a sentiment or something, they're perfect for that. There. Ooh. Get those on there. And as a nice little accent, I've cut the beautiful butterfly, and I've done it twice out of vellum. So you can see you've got some beautiful delicateness to that. I'm going to put a little bit of glue in the center of the base one, and I've added pearls on top so that glue won't show at all. I'm going to line that up, put them together, give them a second, and then I'm going to just seat it on the edge here on the corner. Pop that into place. And you can give the vellum a little bit of forming to get some movement to the wings. And because you've got the two on top of each other, you really get a nice look from that too. There we go. And there we go. And there you have it. Isn't that a gorgeous card? And you could use that for just about any occasion too. Hope you've enjoyed today's video, and look for us again soon.